Kiwi-based company is tackling the international big boys of the toy industry and the lucrative building blocks market. Better Blocks have developed plastic building blocks that they claim are better than their more famous competitors because they can move when joined together. Better Blocks are proving so popular here and overseas that demand in America is more than the Auckland company can supply, shipping out 4 container loads a week. The rapidly expanding business has filed patents in over 60 countries and sees Britain and Europe as their next markets. Managing Director Michael Adams and the inventor Warren Wilson join us now in the studio. Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome.
I expected to see a whole table full of building blocks, but you have got some with you. Show us.
Amazingly enough, we actually forgot to bring the blocks with us. I'm notorious for doing that. We've got some that my wife carries around, and as you can see, they just clip together and they move like this.
Can any fool do them?
Just so
yes, any.
Yeah, have a go.
Don't try it.
They do look simple. And how many different sorts of bits are there? Just 3?
There's 6 different sorts.
Oh,
there's
okay.
a basic block, which is that one. There's a half-size block.
Yeah.
There's 2 connectors which fit onto regular blocks.
Yep.
There's a universal so you can come off at the sides. And there's a tool block to get them apart.
When did you invent them? When did you invent the system?
About 5 years ago, I thought of it, had the brainwave to come up with it.
And you looked at certain other products and decided that you'd add flexibility, is that it?
Yeah, I'd seen other building blocks on the market and I thought, gee, it would be really great to get into the market with something a bit different. So I thought, why not make the building blocks move?
Exactly.
And we came up with this system.
Where do you make them?
They're made here in Auckland.
Are they?
Yes.
How did you get into the American market?
Well, the gentleman that backed Warren is actually based in Florida, and he's a New Zealand guy himself, and Warren's got quite an interesting story on that. He went round all over the world trying to get people to back him, and it was a New Zealand guy by the name of Kelvin Claney. He backed it, and consequently they've been made here in New Zealand, which is, Alfred Holt, the plastic manufacturer, they competed against plastic manufacturers from all over the world, beat them on price and quality.
How many are you selling over there? You know, what sort of volumes are you selling in America?
At the moment, they've shipped about 400,000 into America, and before the end of Christmas this year, we expect to sell about 1.2, 1.3 million kits. That is, and there's 250 blocks in a kit, so that's a lot of blocks.
And we're talking a lot of money as well.
Yeah. And a lot of money, yes.
You'd think it would be easier to make them into license in America, wouldn't you? That's where you're selling most of them, is it?
Yeah, that's where we're selling most of them. But at the moment, the New Zealand people are very enthusiastic and great people to deal with, price competitive, and there's a lot going for it to be made here.
Michael, how soon before you hit the European market?
They're testing in the European market right now. The ads have gone up. It's expanded rapidly. I think it was really only about 6 months ago, wasn't it, Warren, that they first got tested in the States, and it's just boom.
How many are you sending? You're sending them over there week by week by week from this factory in Wairangi Bay. How many? You know, really.
Well, 3 to 4 container loads is around about 60 to 70,000 kits a week.
You've got this international infrastructure going and all set up. Have you got any other opportunities? Are you going to invent any more toys?
You've done so well with the blocks. What's next?
We have a few more opportunities that's going around in my brain. Plus, we're going to extend the range on this too. There'll be other things related to this that will come out as well.
So you've got more developments to come out of the Better Blocks as well?
Yes. There's many more exciting developments.
Excellent, gentlemen. Thank you very much
for coming in.
Thank you. Good luck.
Welcome to Real Business, the program which looks at the nature of success in New Zealand business. I'm Peter Birchefeld.
And I'm Alison Moore, and this week in Real Business we look at an electronics manufacturer who's winning against the best in the world, an invention that's reaping millions of dollars in its first year of production, and
A child's building block adventure is now the basis of a booming export success.
Imagine how many blocks like this it takes to fill a container. That will give you some idea of the size of venture we're talking about. Because every 2 days, a 40-foot container is filled with blocks like these and shipped to the United States.
Better Blocks is a great New Zealand success story because a New Zealand manufacturer is cracking the world market with a product that could just as easily be made in any of dozens of other countries. New Zealand has won the work worth an estimated $20 million a year after Australian industry turned its back on the idea. Alfred Holt & Company now produces more than 15 million blocks a week. The story goes back to 1990, when Australian Warren Wilson went to a games fair in Germany.
and I realised the potential of the building block market, and I thought I'd love to get in there somehow. And I thought, why not build a movable building block system? It's something different, make it fit in with the existing systems. I thought, just what I need to do.
The key idea of designing children's building blocks that would be flexible was not an easy task. Better Blocks was devised after hours of trial and error. But neither manufacturers nor financiers in Australia wanted to have anything to do with it. They just couldn't see the potential. But plastics manufacturer David Williams could.
Competition is very fierce in the plastics industry, and we have been fortunate enough to stumble across the formula that we believe really works, and that is the very latest of equipment. Our raw materials are slightly cheaper than anywhere else in the world, which gives us a huge advantage.
Having teams of workers paid bonuses and willing to work round-the-clock shifts doing a highly repetitive job has also been a vital factor in keeping costs down.
But if Better Blocks was going to work, there needed to be a partnership between manufacturing and marketing. Enter Global Sales International, a company run by New Zealanders marketing all sorts of things in the United States using 0800 television advertising.
I love them. Let your children...
One small ad on US television advertising Better Blocks, and the response was simply unbelievable. Global Sales New Zealand manager Michael Adams puts it down not only to the attraction of the product, but the advertising techniques.
It gives us the opportunity to sell directly to the user, which keeps the prices competitive, and also in that fashion, it actually pays for the TV advertising, which gives us great awareness before we go into retail, and that's really why we've used it, and that's why they've used it in the States.
When it became obvious Better Blocks were going to be a real phenomenon, possible manufacturers in Asia, North America and Mexico were checked out. But at the end of the day, nobody could beat the price put forward by Alfred Holt. Even David Williams couldn't believe the success.
It was put on television in Florida, and the one ad generated 3,000 sales, confirmed sales. This then multiplied by 200 or 300 channels throughout the United States, computed into huge numbers, and immediately we knew we had a winner.
Demand's so huge that since Better Blocks hit the US market earlier this year, more than $4 million worth have been exported to that country alone. And that's only the beginning. At the present rate of demand in its first full year of production, more than $20 million worth of Better Blocks are expected to be exported. And that's about half what we made from all our wine exports in the past year.
There are a number of key reasons why this product is such a big hit in a market where many others have failed.
The appeal to kids is quite obvious, but that's not enough to make something like this really happen. What makes this work is a marriage between an advertising campaign using the latest techniques and a manufacturer who can produce the blocks here as cheaply as they can in Taiwan.
The end users.